Exactly.
So let's go back now to the music. So we've spoken about now Usuki Mamchana has gone out, new demographic,
yes,
cross borders. What's next?
Then I did Tutaonana Tena. I did Tutaonana Tena.
Let's speak about that.
So this song I did after the loss of my father. And when I lost my dad, so you remember from the time way back when he had been given 5 months, God gave him a bonus 5 years plus.
5 years?
Yes.
Yo.
Yes. Which was a miracle in itself. So I lose my dad, who was just the pillar in my life, such a strong pillar in my life, and such a strong influence and such a strong voice in my life.
And he was there for your wedding?
He was there for he walked me down the aisle. So my dad finally rests, and it was a very tough year for me, even with music or even being on TV, because I knew on the back end, every day I felt like I was losing a little bit of my dad. And I remember days when I'd go to, at the point even when he got to the ICU, I'd go see him in the morning at the hospital, spend some time, and then dash to studio, do Kumbamba, and then dash back to the hospital. And I was juggling all these things. It was also the time we were doing the radio show. So I'd be at the hospital, then dash to the radio show, then go back to the hospital. My life kind of revolved around that. And it took quite a toll on me, on my health, even on my mental well-being. And when he finally rested, it felt like a switch had gone off in my life. And it was such a powerful switch because it switched off even my creativity. Felt like it had been switched off. And I didn't have the desire to sing or write or be in those spaces at all. I continued to do the TV because it was my job. I had to keep showing up. And I remember thinking, maybe that's it. Like maybe my journey with music, that's it. It's been a good run, sort of.
Yo.
Yeah, because I tried. The times I would try and nothing would happen. It's a complete block. It felt like a complete darkness and numbness. And I don't know how God did it, but he did. He slowly started to lift the darkness away from me, from my heart. And he started to heal me. And even though I was still grieving, there was a heaviness that was lifting off of me. And with that lifting came Tutaonana Tena, where I was reminded that, those who die in Christ, it's not the end, we will be reunited. So, and that gave me so much peace that this is not the end, that I'll never see my dad again. I will see him again because he died in Christ and I'm living in Christ, and that's the hope that we have. So I wrote that song from that point, knowing that, the lines say, Tutaonana Tena, in my heart, I remember the things we shared, the laughter that we had, but I know that Tutaonana Tena. So it's not just, I'm not just grieving and I'm sad, I'm ending at a place of hope. And when I did this song and I put it out, again, it was that song which you have to probably have walked the path of grief to appreciate it. And that's what, even if you go to the comments on my YouTube, it's always, I lost my brother, I lost my mom, I lost my wife. It's people who hear and they're like, I can relate to this grief. I remember putting it out in Larimado. That time there had been the Garissa attack, I believe is what it was. And there was a big concert at Memorial Park, and said, this song is a song you need to come and sing. And I did it, and it always just help people who are walking that path of loss.
The right time to close the door. In my heart I remember the love we shared, the joy and laughter. Ulinifunza kupenda. machozi yangu sio mwisho. Tutaonana tena, tutaonana tena, tutaonana tena, tutaonana tena, tutaonana tena.
So yeah, that was Tutaonana Tena.
Yo, that's a powerful story. And what I'm hearing from you
Yeah.
is that your relationship, you know, for you to feel a certain level of grief,
Yeah.
there had to be a certain level of love, and there had to be a certain level of impact that your dad. What can you say that your dad? I mean, from hearing your story,
Yeah.
I can hear a few stories, but your dad was a huge element of your life, from what I'm hearing. Huh?
Yeah, he was. He was a huge element of my life. My dad is who taught me to just try. He's the reason why I would keep trying even when I was afraid that I'd keep trying. I'd try even the times when I tried and I was told no. It's because my dad told me, just try, you know. My dad taught me to just ask. If you don't know, just ask. I remember you know, years ago when I'd, because, you know, as a little girl, I believe my dad knows everything, you know. He just knows everything. Dad knows the answer is always right. And so I remember being in Canada in college, and the first time we were told to write a thesis about Jiwot, I was like, what is a thesis, you know? I called Nairobi, Kenya, Professor Manundu, Daddy. I've been told to write a thesis about blah, blah. What is this? What is this thesis? And well, he walked me through it, but he also said, Kambua, I want you to learn to ask. Ask the people around you. If you don't know something, ask. There's nothing wrong with asking. And that's, I go by that even now. If I don't know something, I'll ask you. You know, even things that you can be like, how could you ask? How do you not know that? I'll ask. I'm not afraid. He taught me that. My dad taught me to be hungry for more and to not settle. My dad gave me, I like to say he gave me the love, the deep and true love of music he gave me. So yeah, he was a very huge part of my life and suddenly was not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, that's powerful, especially hearing that now as a dad. You get what I mean? I'm just like, oh man, okay.
Yeah.
Point taken.
Yeah.
Note to self. Just understand the impact that you can have, that you have on your children, present or not present.
Yeah.
There's an impact.
There's a huge impact. And speaking in what you speak into their lives, what you speak to them is so powerful. You know, that he kept telling me, you can, you're gifted, you're good, you're beautiful. You know, I don't know if fathers understand how important it is to tell their daughters that they are beautiful, that they're enough. My dad used to tell me, you're worth more than your weight in gold. You know, I'd be like, my weight in gold, I'm worth more than that. You know, so it didn't matter. And even today, it doesn't matter, A-star, if you think I'm just like the ugliest person on earth. I know that the most important person for me told me how beautiful I am. So he spoke life to me, and he spoke a lot into me being the woman that I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, okay. Love it. Okay, let's go back. So you released this song. Of course, we've heard the testimonies about it. And I'm even sure in this interview, you will hear even more testimonies about your various songs and how they have impacted people. I always say, as gospel musicians, we are blessed to get to hear the fruits of God using us. You know what I mean? Understanding it's not yours. That's when I say A-star, the light that leads to the light. I'm not the light. You get what I mean? I'm the reflection of it. But it's such a blessing when somebody tells you, you know, this song that you wrote, because you know you're not that good in writing.
No,
you know your work. You know it's not even you who even your own song is ministering to you, which I've heard you say. Your own music is therapy to you. So it's like God gives you songs to heal you, and then it's as a bonus as it heals other people and brings all this other stuff into your life. Okay, musically, what other songs are on this?
So on this album,
please know this album, like it's coming out now. These songs, people can just download them one by one on YouTube. In fact, they've been jacking the YouTube video because it's not been available.
This song has the title track Anatimiza, which is you know, I'm glad, Esther, you've not asked me what's your favorite song that you've done, because they're all, they were my favorite because of different
The
reasons.
seasons, yeah.
So Anatimiza is very close to my heart. And I wrote it, this song was produced by Agunda Bweni at Bweni. He's Evelyn Wanjiru's husband. And why I wanted to write this song was, you know, everybody knows this. If you don't know it, you can Google that I waited for a child for a really long time.